All right, Warrior fans and surrounding areas. It's Tuesday afternoon, late afternoon. And this afternoon, we're going to talk TM Warriors football on the TM Warriors Players Podcast. So every Monday is when Coach Viriel brings in two of his players. He selects the players and they come out. It's about a 12, 15-minute podcast that we do just to kind of introduce some players to the community surrounding areas, talk a little bit about themselves, and then kind of talk a little bit about the season, recap the final game, and get the boys' thoughts on the upcoming game on Friday. Yesterday, we were unable to do it, so we're doing yesterday's show here today. So we do have two the TM Warriors football players. Sometimes we go offense. This afternoon, we're going to go defense. We got two of the TM Warriors defense. Guys, I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves, your jersey number, position you play, and of course, give us your name. Whichever one wants to go first, go ahead.
I'm Jaython Ayala. I'm a defensive end, and my number's 29.
I'm Jordan Gonzales, number 7. I'm a linebacker.
Jordan, are you a senior? What's your classification?
I'm a junior.
Junior, so you'll be back next year for us.
Sure.
That's great. And Jaython, how about yourself?
I'm a junior too.
Junior. So both coming back. So it's great to talk to these gentlemen about Team Warrior football. Like I said, Coach V has his podcast on Wednesday. That's tomorrow, and definitely we'll break down the Carroll game and all that. Don't really want to do that with the guys, but I do have about one or two questions for them. But guys, thank you for coming on. Like I said, it's about 12, 15 minutes. I know you guys have had a long day at school, practice and stuff, so I'll let you guys go here. Jaython, I'll start with you just to kind of talk a little bit about yourself. So you play defense for the Warriors. How long have you been playing football?
I've been playing football since I was about 8 years old, and I haven't stopped for a pretty good while.
Has it always been there at TM?
Yeah, it has. I played in, yeah,
So you're a Warrior.
yes, sir.
There you go. There you go. And so how did you get introduced to football? Usually dad or some family member gets the kid involved. But for you, how is that the way it happened, or how'd you get involved in football?
Yeah, so me and my brother actually were close in age. He just graduated, and me and him would always play football with our dad. So it was really competitive, and it really brought the competitiveness out of us.
Great, great. Yeah, that's great to play football. I think that's one of the best sports, at least around. If you're in Texas, in the state of Texas, man, it's football. That's what the big sport is here in this state. Do you play any other sports there for Toloso Midway?
Yes, sir. I played basketball.
Basketball. There you go. Well, we're going to be covering basketball once we get out of football and volleyball. We also cover the volleyball, the Lady Cherokees there with Coach Chapa. So once volleyball and football season is done, we're going to jump over to basketball and continue, hopefully, with those coaches, head coaches, to do the same thing that we're doing here, so we can continue to follow the sports and that the it's really for the kids, the family, but the community just to really get excited and get to hear. A lot of times they see the jersey, a lot of community, and they see, man, this kid is so good, but I don't know who he is. And they're asking questions. Well, the podcast allows you guys to come on and they get to hear a little bit about you guys and your story. Jordan, I'll go to you now. How did you get started in football?
I started first ever playing football my 8th grade year. I was 13, and I was kind of big on the bigger side, and I just saw people playing it, saw all my friends playing it, so I just wanted to hop in on the fun and ended up falling in love with the sport, and here I am now.
Wow. So you got a later start playing. Was that difficult for you when you first got on the field? Because other kids, they got this youth football now. So kids start at 4 years old, man. I see it. Was it how talk to us a little bit about coming in later? Did you find it like being a little behind, or did you just jump right in and say, hey, I got it?
Yeah, at first it was a rough start, but I just knew if I kept playing physical and give it all like I had and on the field, on and off the field at practice, I just knew I would get better day by day. And me being able to like convert on defense is just a lot. It's a lot.
Wow. It's great. And look, a lot of kids say, especially if you're big, if you're a big guy playing football, you want to be on that defense because you get the pop the offensive guys, right? So it's great. If you're a big guy, you want to play defense. Have you always played there when you started? Are you from Toloso Midway?
Yeah, yes, sir. I've been here since kindergarten.
Wow, wow.
Mhm.
So it's great. We've got warriors, born warriors. They've been warriors since they were little. So you kind of grow up and you have that love, right? I've been here, I've seen it all, and so now you play on Friday Night Lights there for the TM Warriors, which is really great. Jordan, I want to talk to you, and I want to get both of your thoughts on the season. It's been a great season, I think, for Toloso Midway. I mean, the expectations were high last year. You guys had a great season, fell short in the playoffs, but I know the goal this year going in, Jordan, was look, we want to win a district title. We feel like we've got a lot of players coming back, a little young on the defensive side, but we feel like we can definitely compete, bring a district title, and then get to the second round. Let's talk a little bit about the start of the season. 4-0. What was that like for you guys? Did you expect to be there, and what was the buzz like going for starting off the season 4-0?
I believe that we were all expected to be held at a higher standard, especially since last year's group was one of the best groups that we've seen in a while. And us being able to have that standard and just practice at a certain different level, it's just is way better than what we used to have. You know what I mean? And yeah, we do have a very young defense, but I feel like as a whole, if we just keep doing our job, keep doing what we're doing, we'll get the job done. Yeah, I believe we have the right guys. We have all the right guys at the right position. We just need to learn because it's varsity. It's a different level from JV or freshman team or middle school or something. It's way different speed, way different level, and a whole lot more than just going running at the guy and trying to tackle the guy with the ball.
No, absolutely. Varsity is totally different. More people, right? There's more pressure, and everybody's in the moment. So definitely a lot of pressure. You know, one thing I've been talking to Coach V and talking to the offensive coordinator. We've got some great coaches over there. I don't live in TM. But I'm a Team Warrior fan. I'll tell you that. When I watched the game on Friday, I was getting upset, man. I got upset last week when we came back. So I was just as upset. People would be like, dude, you're not from Toloso Middle. I said, I know. But even after the game, I met up with some friends and I was talking about the game and just talking to other people at work about the loss. So I felt like, man, I've been a Team Warrior fan all my life, but definitely want to see you guys succeed. And we'll talk a little bit about that game versus Carroll here in a bit. But for Jaython, I'll ask you the same thing I asked Jordan.
Uh,
Can we repeat that question
can you
again?
repeat it?
Yeah, it's almost just like, you guys started out 4-0. And I mean, it was great, right? Last year, you guys had a great season. But to start off 4-0, did you expect to be there 4-0? And then what was it like for you? Like, I think it builds confidence, right, in the kids, especially the young guys that are coming in. Look, we're winning. It's a great feeling. What was it like for you starting off the season 4-0?
Uh, it felt good. I mean, we practice every day. We 2 days, 3 days sometimes, and we just go out there and we execute. And 4-0 is where I expected us to be at. I expected us to be 5-0, but we took a tough loss to Carroll,
Tough loss, yeah.
and we're looking to bounce back at it against Alice. It's all of our coaches do their jobs. They coach us well, and our expectations should be
That's
to where
what I
they
was
are.
saying, yeah.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing over there. Getting to get myself getting more familiarized with the players that are coming on. We've got a lot of kids coming back. You two are coming back, obviously, which is going to be a big help. Got a lot of those offensive lines coming back. Got your running back, Damien Figueroa, coming back. So there's a lot of pieces to the success that you're seeing early on in Toloso Midway. That a lot of those pieces are going to come back based with some of the younger guys in that JV that'll be hitting varsity. If when you look at the future of where we're at today, right, the future looks really good for Toloso Midway Warrior football. Jaython, I'll stay with you on the next question. The defense this year, when you say it's young, coaches don't really like to say it's young, but there was a lot of new faces there in starting positions, right? And every time that happens, it takes a while for everybody to get on the same page in the chemistry. So you kind of go through a little bit of a rough spot. The defense has had to learn a lot pretty quickly. But we had that offense on the outside that could offset and really help us win those games. But from the start of the season, the question would be for both of you guys, and Jaython, I'll go to you first. From week one, let's say the scrimmage one to going into week 5, how better have you seen the defense get from scrimmage one to going into week 5 or 6? I think, or week 5 or 6. We're going to week 6, I think, right? Yeah.
I've seen us get a lot better. We're reading our keys better, doing our jobs better, and overall, it's just the whole program has gotten better. Our team chemistry, everything, from coaching to players playing. I just think we've grown up more as a defense. Let that young defense out. We're back with the new, and I think we're just gonna keep getting better.
Absolutely. You guys got one more game, obviously, with Alice. We'll talk about that before you start district play. My expectation for TM is that we're going to be right at the top when it's all said and done in district, when the 10 games are done. I have you guys, I have a little piece of paper that I kind of, and not because I bring the coaches on, but I have you guys at the very top of that district, 1 or 2 is where I have you guys. So I'm hoping that's where we're going to be. But Jordan, I'll ask you now the same question I asked Jaython. Um, from week 1, the scrimmage one that you guys first got on that field with Ingleside, going into now the week 6, how better have you seen your defense get?
I believe that with us became like honestly, hands down, became way better than from what we were from the start. I felt like we just used the young defense excuse too much, way too much, and we just didn't want to snap out of it. Like we shouldn't really have let so many points be scored and have to let our offense win our games. Because I know my coaches believe that defense wins games. Defense does win games. That's what I believe. But as we went by, practicing harder every single day, and just seeing our every guy progress day by day, and everyone getting better, reading their keys, and just getting our lines set correctly. That's all we really need. Just get everybody to do their job, and everybody's doing their job, and we're all good.
Yeah, that's great, and you're right. Offense, and I love offense. I had Coach Talbert and Damon, so definitely not gonna say anything bad about the offense. But offense scores points, defense wins championships, is what I was always told. Right? Every team to get far in the playoffs, deep playoff runs, you got to have a good defense, because your defense is when you get into that second, third round, it starts to get very difficult. We start to face some good defenses, so they're going to be able to stop your offense. So defenses have to be able to come out and be able to stop offenses to give the team a chance. If defenses can't stop nobody, we're not going to get very far. So definitely that is my belief, that offense scores points, defense wins championships. And definitely and I've seen Toloso Midway here for quite some time, for the last 10 years, 8 years or so, and the defense has always been good there. The offense is now coming around, and it's gotten to where the defense is. So I think it's just a matter of time when this defense is going to that experience, these games that we're playing. We're going to hit the mark where we need to be, and that's hopefully going to be right as the district starts next week. Let's talk a little bit about the Carroll game. I know it was disappointing to take that loss, but I can honestly say that and I'm sure the coaches have told you guys that we have lost nothing from that loss. Or every goal that Toloso Midway has is right still in front of us, right? Everything that we want to accomplish, we lost nothing. It was just a game. But Jordan, I'll ask you, obviously it stings, because when you put a lot of work in, anytime you lose, you don't want to lose, right? You want to win every game. But I know it's a tough loss, but how has the team responded this week in practice? You take that loss, we're going into Wednesday midweek. You got a big game against Alice. How has the team responded for that loss, and how are we doing this week in practice?
I felt like we responded very well with this first Monday practice, and everybody showing up after school. I felt we just need that little bit more intensity. Just needed that little bit more intensity, and that was really it. We showed up. Everybody showed up. I didn't see one person missing there. Everybody showed up on time. Everybody running around for the ball, looking for the ball, running their routes correctly. Everybody, scout team doing what they need to do, and that's just a great practice in my eyes. And I feel like we responded very well, instead of just pouting and crying about a loss that really didn't matter, but we shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah. And I mean, you're right. And look, we have bad games. Everybody, I've always I've always said, I've been doing this now going on 3 years, podcasting, talking to coaches. And the one thing I've learned, well, I've learned a lot, but one thing I've learned is you coaches always come on and say, look, it's over. There's nothing we can do. We can't pout around. They don't like the kids to pout around. Look, we lick our wounds if that's what we got to do. We come in Saturday or Monday and it's a new week, right? I think coaches are going to help you guys. We're going to learn from this loss. Like you said, we really lost nothing but just a game. All of the goals that we have are right in front of us. And so definitely love, Jordan, what you said and what you're saying about the team, because that's exactly what we got to do. That's gone. It's over with. Alice is up next, and every goal that we have is still right in front of us. Jaython, I'd ask you to get your opinion. Same question I asked Jordan. You know, I'm sure you're going to give me the same answer, but for you, talk a little bit about you. That loss always things were competitive, but for you, how was practice? How long did it take you? That game is done. I'm over with it. I'm looking forward to Alice.
It took me, I was sad about it for the night. I woke up, it's a new week. We went to watch film, and then we went to film on Alice, and it's a new week. Just doing our thing, focusing up. Homecoming game, big game.
Real big game.
Crowd expecting big things. Everyone expected big things from us against a hard team, against Alice. So we gotta work our butts off to get to where we need to be. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. Big festivities. You said that was your homecoming coming up Friday.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's big time. Yeah. So see, we got to just wash all that off, right? That game, and there's nothing you can do. We're going to learn. You watch film. Your coaches talk to you about what we did. We fix it. But Alice is the next one in line. It is a big game because it is the final non-district game. It's the last tune-up before the next week that comes up. That's district. Those are the ones that count. Those are the ones that we don't want to lose because that'll put us in district contentions. And obviously we want to, be at that higher seed when we get into the playoffs. And so definitely a tough loss, but I'm glad to hear it. You're hearing it here, Team Warrior Nation, that the boys are saying, look, we took the loss. It is what it is. But we're not focused on that. We're focused on Alice. We're moving forward. We still got a winning record, and all of our goals are still in front of us. Love it, guys. Love exactly what you're saying. Let me get your thoughts here on Friday. Homecoming, obviously a lot of things going on. Homecoming is a big time, big night for football, for all teams that are having a homecoming. But for you guys, you still got to stay focused on the game. That's the Alice Coyote. Jaython, I'll ask you, what do you know about Alice? And tell us. I'm not going to ask you for a prediction, but what do you got to do to win that game?
I know about the quarterback from Alice. He's a great quarterback. He's a junior also, so we'll probably face him next year too. But stopping their passing game. They messed a lot of teams up with the passing game, Carroll included. They beat Carroll, and it's gonna be a hard game to play. But I just think me and the defensive line need to keep doing what we're doing and creating pressure, and our corners need to keep locking up how they've been doing. And I think if we create pressure and everyone does their job, then I think it'll be a good game, and we'll see how it goes.
Looking for a great game, guys. And I can tell you the only thing, you just leave it all on the field, right? Because that's all you can do. If you know you played your heart out, and look, whatever the scoreboard is, it is. But I know when I walk off the field, I can walk out with, man, I gave it the best. We gave it the best as a team. We gave it everything. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. But if you give it your all, we give ourselves a chance to win. And you're definitely right. I've done a lot of research on the kid. From now, he's a talented kid that is very hard to contain. He can run, he can pass. But like you said, you saw another great offensive team that you just played. And so it's homecoming. So there'll be an extra added, a lot of noise out there and it'll be pumped up. I'm sure the football team's going to be ready to go. It's going to be a great game. That game, do you guys know, is it it's a 7:30 game, 7?
7:30, yes, sir.
7:30. So definitely come out to Warrior Stadium. It's a big game. It's homecoming, and it's the last game of the non-district. This is going to be a very good game. So definitely want to come out, and we hope that the TM Warriors will be the last team standing. Jordan, I'll ask you to talk a little bit about the Alice game. Kind of get your thoughts. What do you want to see from your team going up against Alice on Friday?
Yeah, especially maybe our homecoming game, but I know we want to win this big game and all that, but especially the main thing I want to see from our defense is just getting our alignment set. That's one of our main problems right now is just knowing what our job is in that certain play at that certain time, and everybody getting set up, knowing what the job is. That's really our only problem that we see. Like I said before, we already have all the right guys. We know we have all the right guys. We just need to get it centered. I know their run game's good, pass game's good, their quarterback's good. There's nothing really to it. It's just another team that we got to beat.
Absolutely. And I do think that with the defense, once, like you're saying, once we can figure that part out, because I think by now the right 11 guys will definitely be there. But getting ourselves, like you're saying, lining up, understanding where we need to be when the defense is called. I think once that gets going and our defense, starts to click in that area, the offense, we already know what they can do. The pass is definitely getting better. The run game is there. We've got the offensive line. We definitely got the running back. So once that gets clicking, Tuloso Midway becomes a lot more dangerous than they are now. So definitely Team Warrior fans and surrounding areas definitely looking for a big game there at TM this Friday. Alice comes into town. It's going to be a great game between these two teams. It was great, I think, last year, and it's going to be another great night. So definitely come on out and support your Warriors here on Friday, as it's the last non-district game before they start district. And when it's all said and done, guys, I hope that it'll be us that'll be standing. I want to thank you guys for spending some time here with me to talk a little bit about the season, your football, and we'll definitely have more players coming on throughout the next couple of weeks as we start getting into district play. The Coach James Villarreal, the Coach V weekly podcast, he will be on tomorrow live right here on the Gridiron 64 at 3. So definitely tune in to that. We'll invite all to come in as I'll break down the Carroll game, get Coach's thoughts on what happened at that Carroll game, and then actually we'll be previewing the Alice game. But guys, like I said, everything is right in front of us. All the goals that you guys started out before scrimmage number 1 is still right in front of us. I really like what I heard from you guys in terms of, look, we lost. It is what it is. We're not pouting. We're not crying. We're looking forward to Alice on Friday. We know we're good. We know we can play a lot better than we did this Friday, and we're looking to get that win. And if we get that win, that's a great way to go into district. Hey, I got to ask you, when's your bye week? Is your bye week after Alice? Do you guys know?
I believe it's our schedule's up here on his wall. I think it's after Cal.
After Cal Allen?
I think it's
Okay.
after
So
Fort
after
Valley.
week 8?
I think it's after Fort Valley.
Oh, yeah.
It's after Fort
Yes, sir.
Valley.
It's after Fort Valley. That's right.
Okay.
So
So
week 9.
week 9. Oh, that week. Yeah, I'm gonna be down there. I'm gonna have a bye coming up. And when I do have that bye, I told Coach that I'll be down there. Not sure. I would love to be there for the Cal Allen game. That would be great, but I'm not sure if that's the one I'm gonna have the bye. But I will be out there, definitely. And I want to wish you guys luck. I want to thank you for coming on the Gridiron here. It's the Warriors Players Podcast on the Gridiron 64 Sports Network. We're talking to 2 defensive guys here for the Tuloso Midway Warriors. Really excited to know that they're both juniors, and we're going to have them back next year. So a lot of pieces, TM Warrior fans coming back next year, but that's next year. We're talking this year. And we're looking to take on those Alice Coyotes and get the W on Friday. So definitely come on out, support TM Warrior football. Guys, thank you very much. And I'm going to leave you with the final thought here. Jordan, I'll go with you. Anything you want to add before we let you go?
Just really going into this next game. I know we stopped talking about that Carroll loss, but I feel like we generally needed. I feel like last year when we played Alice after our undefeated streak, we took a little beating, and all I knew is that we got up from it when I was sitting there with those guys that graduated last year, and they explained to me that what needs to be done after a loss like that, and I just need to be able to snap back, and that's what we're gonna do this upcoming Friday. Snap back, take that W.
There you go. And that's really all you can do. I love what I'm hearing from you guys. I didn't know how you guys were going to come on today, but it seems like we've watched that game off. That's all you can do. We're looking forward to Friday's game, and that's where the focus needs to be. So I definitely love what I'm hearing from you guys. Jaython, I'd ask you, you have any final thoughts?
Nah, I don't think I do.
There you go, guys. Thank you very much once again. And let your teammates know if there's any of them that are shy that, man, it's really, really cool to come on and talk a little bit of TM Warrior football. Who didn't want to do that? So definitely looking forward to more players coming out. I never know who coach is going to pick till we come on. But if you hear anybody saying, I don't want to come on, say, man, it's really a lot of fun. We get up there. And really, it's to promote the players and promote the program. For people who don't know you guys, this is just a small part that we do to kind of show the face with what they see, the jersey number there on Friday nights. Again, TN Warriors Nation fans, Friday, come on out to Warrior Stadium there. It's homecoming as your TN Warriors take on the visiting Alice Coyotes. Jordan, Jaython, thank you very much for joining us here. Good luck on Friday, and I'll see you guys in about a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.